Hey, what's up? Okay, so I'm back live, and now I'm going to talk about Charlemagne, an update on the case with the young woman who was accusing him. Basically, she wants to take her case to higher powers. She feels like the legal justice team did not give her justice in the case, so she now wants to take the case to the Supreme Court. So I'm going to go on over to an article that was written up by The Blast, and it talks about how she's taking the case to the Supreme Court. And I'm going to read that, and then I'm going to get you guys' thoughts on it, what you think about it. And we're going to dig into this conversation a little bit more because I have a couple questions that I want to ask in regards to you know, specific things surrounding it and things that have come forward. But before I do that, let's read this article. Okay. Okay, so according to the article, it says Charlemagne the God, rape accuser, takes her case to the state Supreme Court. The woman accusing Charlemagne the God of raping her when she was 15 years old is now directing her efforts to South Carolina Supreme Court's disciplinary council, accusing the prosecution of improperly handling the criminal case. The Blast obtained a letter from Jessica Reed sent to John S. Nichols, a deputy for the Supreme Court Office Disciplinary Council in South Carolina. It says, she writes that she was uncooperative at the time of the investigation because of being traumatized and claims it was the prosecutor's responsibility to defend her. Reed now wants to file an official claim against the prosecution for allowing Charlemagne to cut a plea deal and dismiss the charge of criminal sexual misconduct with a minor. The 32-year-old woman says there's no investigation done to bring justice and claims Charlemagne continues to violate me on the radio and in his book and on social media. It says, as we reported, officials in Berkeley County officially said they will not reopen the case against the host of the Breakfast Club, claiming they must honor the agreement they struck with, they must honor the agreement they struck with him years ago. Sources close to Reed tell The Blast she also requested DNA samples that Charlemagne provided during the investigation in 2001, claiming her family was never informed of the results from the blood work, and they believe the information in the samples could help their case. Charlemagne has been adamant the entire time that he never sexually assaulted Reed and claims that he was not even at the house party when she allegedly was assaulted. So that is an article written up by The Blast, and that is what is being said now. So basically, she wants to take this to the Supreme Court, and she wants to get further legal action on the matter. I don't really know what the Supreme Court can do. I guess they can override the decision. But I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you guys have to say on the matter. If you have Google Hangouts, if you have the Hangouts app, I can give you a call and bring you in on the topic. And I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. I feel like I really don't know her angle at this point. I know that, you know, she definitely wants justice. But I don't know if there's further motive involved. So I'm wondering, you know, what you guys think about it. What do you guys think about her taking this further? What do you guys think about, you know, the local police officials in the town who originally tried the case? They said that they're not opening up the case anymore. They're not re-prosecuting it. They already charged him what they're charging him with, and they're not reopening it. She's not satisfied with that, so now she wants to go and take it a step further and take it to the Supreme Court. Myself personally, I mean, like I said, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, and I don't want to take away from her, you know, wanting justice to be served. But a lot of people think that it's a conspiracy, being that, you know, he now signed this big HBO contract, and now all of a sudden, you know, these allegations are being brought out. Some people think that, you know, he's just being torn down. I mean, you know, when black men get to a certain level of success, because Charlamagne has been talking about this for a long time. He's talked about this on the radio. He's talked about this in his book. He's talked about this on several occasions. So a lot of people are speculating as to, you know, why it's being brought up now and why he's being so scrutinized now for something that he's talked about openly. Aside from that, what I do want to know from you guys, let's see. What I do want to know from you guys, so from this, there was a lot of conversations that resurfaced. There was conversations of Charlamagne saying that he put Spanish fly in a girl's drink, and a lot of people were condemning him as if he was like giving the person a date rape drug, and, you know, he's out here like raping people with that. But when I researched Spanish fly, it was kind of equivalent to Viagra. And that doesn't make you, you know, out of your mind and not conscious. And when I was researching it, from the pages that I was able to bring up, it said that Spanish fly doesn't even affect the woman. So my question to you guys, I guess the root of it is, aside from the whole Spanish fly thing, is drunk sex consensual? There's a lot of people feeling one way or another. There are people who feel like, you know, if one party is drunk, the other one isn't, then the person who isn't drunk is taking advantage of the person that is drunk. There are people who believe that, you know, even if you're drunk, you know what I'm saying, you do stuff that you want to do anyways. There are people who feel like, you know, if the person is drunk, then I don't know. So my question to you guys, I want to get your input on it. Do you think that drunk sex is consensual? I want you guys to weigh in on the conversation and call in. If you have the Hangouts app, I can give you a call and bring you in on the call. If you have Skype, you can call me at Nique at Night 1. I want to bring you guys in, and I want to get your input on it. Somebody, Angela Barnhill says, didn't he admit to vaginal / penile penetration on the court documents? I didn't read all of the court documents, so I don't know what he admitted to in the court documents. Wordplay 187 says, if you get in the car drunk and hit someone, you're still held accountable. So you're saying that okay, so it says, that's how they got Bill Cosby. As soon as he wanted to buy a network, they brought up his past despite the time. I want some of you guys to call in. Stevie J, do you want to call in and weigh in on this topic? Let's see if I could call. Let's see. How do I add somebody on this way? Controlling. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way for me to add somebody here. I'll figure that out later. Anyways, wait, whoa, wait, what? So Stevie J is pretty much saying that if they say yes, it's a yes. If they say no, it's a no. Whether they're drunk or not. Sweetsberry said this is BS. Sweetsberry, if you have Skype, call in. If you have the Hangouts app, I can call you. But I want somebody to call in and weigh in and give your opinion on the matter. Angela Barnhill says no means no, even if the female or male is intoxicated. So in this case, it's if you're intoxicated and you say yes. So if you say yes, but you're intoxicated, is that consensual? Because that has been the question, the big question around this, if drunk sex is consensual. I mean, Drakey one says that he's innocent. What do you guys think? I'm gonna call Stevie J because he crazy. And oh wait. Wait, what? Oh, I don't even have it in here no more. Society has turned into the NBA soft. So you feel like Charlamagne is innocent? Most of the people in the chat, you feel like he's innocent. I feel like if he wasn't convicted back then, who are we to convict him now? I do know that he says a lot of things in his interviews, and I know he says like his actions are very like frat boy like, but I don't know if that's enough to just condemn him of rape. Especially knowing that Spanish Fly isn't even like a quote unquote date rape that's gonna like put you out. It's equivalent to Viagra. And from what I read and looked up, it looked like Spanish Fly doesn't even affect women. And if it did affect women, it would only make them, you know, horny. But even being horny, I'm not just gonna mess with some random guy that I don't want to mess with already, anyways. So I mean, I don't know. Stevie J, you believe that he did smash. Angela Barnhill says, I'm on the fence with that unless both parties are in agreement to consensual sex. So you guys are kind of like kind of in between about it. Stevie J, what's your email? Call me on Hangouts. What's your email so I could call you on Hangouts? Tony Delgado says, no, it's not consensual unless both parties consent. But I also don't think he should be convicted. I don't have it in this chat anymore. It's not in my thing on here. All right, let's see. I just invited you to the live. I don't know. I think you have to accept it. Um,
What's up, kid?
your face is on here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's Stevie J on the line. I figured out how to do it now through here instead of on my phone. So what are your thoughts on the Charlamagne thing, and if drunk sex is consensual?
I believe he smashed her. I think now she might want something, whatever that is. Like I said, this Me Too movement is getting out of hand, so she might be looking.
You think
What
that's
you say?
funny?
It could be. She wants something. She want to wait all of a sudden till he get famous.
But he been famous for a while. Like she's
Nah. Well, Charlamagne is really at a peak right now. So, and plus, this is the right time to, make these accusations about him and go in for that bag.
Okay. So you feel like because now he's at a peak of his career, and I feel like he's kind of been at the peak of his career for a while. He's been on the Breakfast Club for a long time.
No, not like it is right now. Because I'm just not really hearing about Charlamagne. So.
What do you mean?
And it ain't like we got New York radio out here in Chicago.
I live in California. I don't have New York radio in California.
No,
we all see the
but he like real popular right now. Like as before the years, back in the day, he wasn't this popular.
So you feel like because his popularity has peaked, you think that now that's why people or she's trying to come at him? Do you think it's for monetary gain?
Yeah. She's securing that bag or trying to.
You think so?
Yeah.
What if she just wants justice because she feels like
she don't want no justice? She would have tried to attack him. She would have tried to get at him back when it happened.
But in the
and how long ago was it?
17 years ago.
17 years ago. My son is almost 17 years old. She wait all this time. And it seemed like in 2018, everybody want to attack the brothers. This the year that the brothers are being attacked.
So you believe that he did smash her, but he should not be condemned for it?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying when he smashed, she had an opportunity at that time to get the justice she want, and she didn't.
But her mom forced her into not cooperating.
Well, it's done with though. He do like a plea deal.
He pled to delinquency, contributing to the delinquency of a minor or something like that. I think his charge was something.
And then I think at the time, she didn't want to do anything. It was the mother who was trying to, press charges, right?
No, I believe the mom is the one who got her not to cooperate.
I thought it was the other way around.
No, for my
well, regardless, he took some deal. It's the law.
You froze.
Oh, okay.
You froze.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you see me? You see your boo? Okay. The police threw it out. It's done with.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, the police closed the case, so it ain't nothing she could do.
Okay, so do you don't consider him to be this person that they're saying he is, but you said that you think that he did smash though?
Yeah, I believe he has some of that jail bait, and both of them agreed to doing that shit. So I just don't know what else to say about it. It ain't nothing she could do about it. She need to just hold the L and move on with her life.
Well, anybody else want to call in on Hangouts? Y'all
You
know.
looking good right there. Sit back a little bit.
I'm
Sit
about to
back.
hang you up. I
No,
don't, even,
you not.
I don't even know how to hang you up on here.
Exactly. You can't hang me up.
I don't know how to hang Stevie J up. But does anybody else want to call in?
I'm pretty sure her Supreme want to say something. I'm pretty sure she got a lot to say.
I don't think she's in this chat. Okay, so I'm gonna read some of the stuff that you guys said. Angela Barnhill said, I read online that Steve the God admitted to having sexual relations with the underage girl. Sweets Berry said he already has his day in court. She needs to sue Berkeley County, not him. The Sanyo 2 says, agreed, if somebody blacked out and incoherent, that's a nope. Me Too movement is out of hand, says Angela Barnhill. The Sanyo says they went to court back then, Stevie J. Angela says she was underage. Her mother was in control. The law doesn't mean justice. Wait, the law doesn't mean justice was served, Stevie J. So the Sanyo.
Yeah, that's true too. But hey, what can you do? If the court says it's over with, it's over with.
The Sanyo, if you have Hangouts, I could add you to the call. It could be like a 3-way call. So I think I could add another person. So
Black people try to get justice all the time, and we don't get it. And it ain't. It's a lot of time. There's nothing we can do. And it's the same situation. I mean, it's over 17 years ago. She needs to just hold that L and move on.
So you think that basically it doesn't matter. He should be able to go on with his career. It wasn't prosecuted then. But what do you think about him saying that, you know, he like messed with girls and they were like incoherent and they were like out of it and blacked out?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one right there. I mean, if they drunk and black out and can't do anything, yeah, that's borderline rape right there.
That
But like example, if it's me and you know, and we have a few drinks. No, I'm just using you as an example. And we have a few drinks, and you know, you still coherent, and you flirting with me. You know, it's going down. It's going down.
so at that point it's consensual to you if there's flirting involved.
Yeah. And if you give me the okay, you know, we gonna make something happen.
Oh my Lord. Okay, so Nathaniel said that he has to go to work. If there's anybody else who has the Hangouts app, you can download it really quickly. It's Google Hangouts. I want to get other people to join in on the call. Y'all know Stevie J is a live wire. He cray. He's trying to shoot his shot at the same time. I don't know where his wife is, but
she fine. She you know, she down with it too. Shit.
Oh my goodness. Yes, Stevie J is a mess. So I want to add somebody else to the call. Stevie J, I'm gonna hang you up. Oh, what? No, that's not hanging you up.
Are you trying to hang up on me?
I don't know how. I don't know how. Wait. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh wait, is Stevie J still on there? You still on here? So I'm gonna take another call. If you guys, if somebody has the Google Hangouts app, you could, if you have a laptop, you could go to Google Hangouts, Google.Hangouts, and you don't have to download anything. You could go straight from the website if you have a laptop. You don't have to download nothing. If you have a cell phone, it's called Hangouts. You could join the conversation. I want to take one more call before I end this live. And basically, we're talking about Charlamagne, his accuser, taking the case to the Supreme Court. Berkeley County said that they will not reopen the case because they already charged Charlamagne and they're not reopening it. But the young woman wants to take it to the Supreme Court. But within that, there has been other audio that has surfaced of Charlamagne on his podcast where he talks about having intercourse with women who were, I guess I want to say, not so coherent and, you know, being completely drunk. So what's the limit in terms of consent when you are drunk? If you get incoherent, but you already have intentions on doing it, and I say that to say, is drunk sex consensual? What do you guys think? Garld says it's an open and shut case unless she can find another woman he done the same thing to. Other than that, it's a done data. So, I mean, it looks like you guys feel as though, you know, it's a wrap. Like, y'all feel like she should let it go. Pretty much that's what I'm getting from the chat and what I got from Stevie J. That I guess pretty much it's a wrap. Tony Delgado says, I don't think it's a coincidence that every time around election season, things start getting politicized and randomly dug and blown up. Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland, etc., or something celebrity related. Angela Barnhill says the mother had control of the situation. The girl wanted to press charges. Boom says it's been 17 years. She probably wants some more. She's grown now. And I think I already read that one where it says, where Thessanio said the law doesn't mean justice. So I guess that's that. Nobody else wants to call in, so I guess I'll probably go on over to the next topic, unless there's something else that you guys unless there's something else that you guys want to weigh in and say. I guess that's all for that news story. I think, okay, so Garl, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. As far as the whole Charlamagne case, I feel like if the police did not convict him, who am I to convict him? I'm not gonna say that somebody, I'm not gonna give somebody that label if they weren't convicted of it. So that's kind of like my take on it. I think that her mother was in the wrong for interfering with the investigation. If her child was in fact violated and she believes that it was Charlamagne, she should have let it play out in court and not interfered in the prosecution. There was allegations that his DNA was given, and according to her new accusations where she says that they never got the results, I'm not sure if because they didn't cooperate that they never tested the results or what the case is, but I feel like I put a lot of the blame on her mom because as parents, we are there to protect our children. And she wasn't there in the moment to protect her. And her way of redeeming and getting justice was to let this trial play out. I feel like 17 years is a little too late to kind of bring it back up. And if her motive is to just like make, you know, throw dirt on his name, then I feel like she's accomplished that. If her motive is money, then it's like kind of iffy. And it's kind of hard to know her motive, and her motive is important in this. And knowing her motive kind of like helps me form a better opinion of what I feel about it. I really don't know exactly what her motive is, so I don't want to give too much of an opinion on it. I don't want to say that it didn't happen because I wasn't there, but he wasn't convicted of it. So I'm not going to give him that charge if he wasn't convicted in the court of law. A Mr. T says, well, there's the court of law and the court of public opinion. And just because someone isn't caught doesn't mean that karma is ever going to catch up with you. I agree. I mean, he's being prosecuted in the court of public opinion. Like, that's definitely what's happening here, is prosecution of public opinion. There are people who feel like he's guilty because of the way he acts on his podcast. And then there's people who feel like if the system didn't convict him, that he's not guilty of it. And, you know, it's a divided thing. So I feel like sometimes there's like a unanimous, like, oh, we're all against you. And then sometimes the situation is divided. And if her intentions were to throw dirt on his name, she's done that. And he's already being prosecuted through public opinion. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Boom says he could low-key cut her a check just due to the circumstances. I mean, he did take a lower plea, but his lower plea was to contributing alcohol, though. So that was pretty much what his lower plea was. If somebody else has the Hangouts app, I'm going to take one more call before I end this live. Hangout is associated with your email. It's really easy to you know, join in on the conversation with the Hangouts app. Mr. T says, well, if I'm the victim of rape and I see my attacker all over television and radio, of course I want to come after him. Of course I'm going to want to come after him after all these years, out of sight, out of mind. If I never seen my attacker again, it will be a different. But Charlamagne has been on the Breakfast Club for a long time. They've been, you know, syndicated on a lot of radio stations and all over social media for quite some time. So, and he's talked about it in his book. I would have thought that when he put this in his book, this is something that would have came out and she would have spoke out and gave her side. But it's even been time since his book. So it is something to make you wonder the timing of it and the motive being that, you know, she waited. But I do understand that if you are the victim, you do want your accuser to be held accountable for his actions. But it's also like, you know, I mean, you know, it's like it's up in the air. But if anybody has the Hangouts app, I'd love to include you on the call and get your point of view. You can download the Hangouts app from the App Store, and all it is associated with your email, and you know, you can join the conversation. If not, I guess I could wrap it up, but I wanted to you know, get one more person's point of view and one more person to weigh in before I end the conversation on Charlamagne. If there's anybody, if you have the Hangouts app, just add your email in the chat and I'll add you in the conversation. Girl, your card just got declined. What that got to do with the Hangouts app? The Hangouts app is a free app that you could download. What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? All right, so Boom says, I know that, but at the same time, he agreed with some part in it. My pops told me never admit to nothing you didn't do. He should have took it to trial if he really believed he didn't have no part in it. Ashley D says, but what if she wasn't ready to speak about it until now? And then Stevie J says some recklessness in the chat as always. I mean, yeah, you could reach a certain age and finally want to, speak out, and you're finally courageous enough to do so. That is a possibility. Being that we've only heard her speak out on Star interview, and again, I haven't even heard the whole interview because it got pulled from the internet. I heard like snippets of it, but if she was to speak out, and I'm sure by now she's been hit with a gag order because he immediately hired and put his attorneys on it. But, I would want to hear more from her as to, exactly what she wants out of it. I know she said that she didn't want money, but I still am curious as to exactly, what her end goal is, like what's going to satisfy her as justice. Is it him being taken behind bars? Is it going to be public scrutiny? Like what her end goal is. She says it's not monetary, but I don't know. You never know. Garld, if I'm saying it right, says that he over here having it hard, trying to buy some cookies and whatnot. Stevie J says, so everyone decided to speak up in 2018. I mean, I don't know. But I don't know. I guess we can end it there. Nobody else wants to weigh in on the conversation on Hangouts. I wanted to take one more call, but I guess I'll just end this one there. Ashley D said, I think since the Me Too movement, women are becoming more courageous to speak out, knowing they are not alone. Just my opinion. I mean, yeah, that could very well be true. They could see like, okay, well, if this girl was courageous to speak out, it can't be that bad. I could speak out. That could be part of it. That could definitely be part of it. And I'm not canceling that out. I'm not canceling out her, her truth at all. But it does kind of make you wonder when the timing is surrounded by a big like deal. So now Charlamagne just signed this big deal with HBO. When all the allegations came out with Bill Cosby, it was when he was he buying a network or something, or it was like some big deal surrounded by him. And then, so I mean, it kind of makes you wonder, but then it could not even be like a conspiracy on that level, and she could very well just want to speak out now and be courageous, and I mean, I don't know. Nubia's portrait says statute of limitations have passed for some of them. The statute of limitations has passed for a lot of them. But then there's some states, and it just depends on where you are, where there is no statute of limitations on like rape. And I think that's how, Bill Cosby got, to where he is, because I think in certain places there's a statute and in some places there isn't. So yeah, I think that's the case. Tony Delgado says, I think the Me Too movement is an amazing movement, but some women, of course, not all, do chase clout, I guess you're saying, and people need to be aware of that also. Seacreeve says, I was just about to listen to this story. JJ says, this case has already been through due process. He took a plea. He was sentenced. Case closed. Next case. So, I mean, I agree with y'all. So I guess I'll end the broadcast there. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna end this broadcast, and then I'm gonna come back to report one more story. So tune back into my channel on the next topic. I'm going to talk about something totally different. I'm just trying to knock out a couple of different things before yeah, while I'm on here. Might as well knock out a few things. My daughter, she'll probably be waking up soon, so when she wakes up, yeah, I'm gonna have to end it anyway. So I'm gonna try to get to a couple more topics. I'm gonna get to one more, but in the meantime, if you want to join in on the conversation, you can call on Skype if you have Skype, and my Skype name is Nique at Nite 1. If you want to join in live and you can video chat on live with me, download the Hangouts app. It's a free app you can download. It's associated with your email, and you could join in on the conversation. Seacreeve says, what are we talking about next? Let's see. Let's see. Before I totally end it, let's see what to talk about next. Next, I was either gonna talk about I was either gonna talk about 50 Cent or Tekashi, or I was gonna talk about a YouTuber. What do y'all want me to talk about next before I end the live? A YouTuber? All right. So you guys are saying YouTuber, so I'm gonna okay, I'm gonna talk about the YouTuber then. Okay. All right, so I'm in the live. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna talk about a YouTuber. I'm gonna talk about this current situation with the YouTuber, and I'm gonna get you guys' input on it, and we're gonna go from there. I'm gonna end this live and I'm gonna be right back. If you guys want to weigh in, and I know like once I start talking about if I go to YouTuber, I know people are probably gonna have more opinions on that. If you want to join in on the conversation and give your input, download the Hangouts app. If you have Android, I think it's automatically on your phone. If you have a laptop, you don't have to download anything. You can just go to Google Hangouts and provide me with your email, and I can add you on the call and we can converse that way. But I'm gonna end this and I'm gonna come back. So give me about 5 minutes. I'm gonna pull up the receipts so that I can play them while on live, and then yeah, I'm gonna go back live. All right.